I mean, not sorry. Fuck Ramses. Well, no, Marissa was kind of acting wild towards Nick, but we'll get to that. Right now, as a matter of fact. Okay, so Nick and Hannah was definitely the next couple. It seemed like it was doomed from the moment they met. Hannah just, I'm not saying she changed her personality, but I feel like she changed her energy towards him. And because maybe she didn't find him as attractive as everybody else, she made it. And I mean, everybody else, like, people find Nick attractive. So, like, the woman that rode the ducks with him could have found him attractive. Katie, when they met at the bar or whatever, could have found him attractive. So, because she didn't find him attractive, she was projecting like there must be something else wrong with him. Because
I'll be shallow if I
say I don't like his looks when everybody else seems to be fine with it. So I think that going with that mentality after they met is kind of what doomed him. I'm not saying Nick, I don't really know what he possibly could have did wrong. If you're single and you work a lot, I mean, if you're comfortable at your parents' house, I see no reason to move. Now, if you got a girl, facts. If you got a girlfriend, you know, if you've been with for 3 to 4 months and y'all are ready to move in together, and you're like, nah, I'm just gonna stay at home because, you know, I just love my mom's cooking. That might be a little wild, but first starting out, wasn't he like 28?
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Like, people live in their house way longer than that. And once again, the cost of living is in this economy. Like, you literally wasting money wasting money on rent when there's no need for you to live by yourself. So, I really didn't see anything wrong with his character, anything wrong with his personality. I think this was Hannah's demise. I think if she was going for that social media villain, she nailed it. She seems more delusional than a villain, though, because like you can not like something, you could be blunt, you could be brutally honest, you can do all that, but it has to make sense, in my opinion. And I felt like most of the things that she was harping on and she was mad at, and why I had to move out when I was 18 and take care of myself, blah blah blah. You still living at home, so you don't know anything about life and
or stocks, like
okay, that's something you can learn. You understand it doesn't matter when you learn it. It's something you can still learn, and you can actually learn it faster when you're older than when you're younger. So I don't have to make the same mistakes you made at 18 because you now know at whatever age you are that, oh, well, this is the exact path to get to exactly where you want to be. So you could help the relationship that way, but
she felt it was a burden to help him. So
yeah. So I would say, okay, so your first question, right? This is your question? Oh, thank God. All right, I'm going to start asking because I can't remember. It was only last night. That's crazy. Do you think she really worked on herself? I believe she worked on her physical. She could have said, because I was a bigger girl, people thought that...
Barely. But yeah.
But people thought that Nick... maybe wouldn't have liked me because I was bigger, and that's why I can't get a man that I really want. So she worked on her physicality. And now, don't get me wrong, if I did not know you at all, if I did not see Love is Blind, and I just was walking past you on the street, I was like, damn, you attractive. Damn, you pretty. You know? No shame. Like, no, you definitely did your job. You definitely accomplished that. But then when you start to talk to you, get a sense of your personality, get a sense of your demeanor, it's like, you are ugly, yo. You are just like, God damn. What's the nigga's name? Hunchback. What's his name? Quasimodo. You like Quasimodo on the inside, yo. It's like, that's crazy. But, you know, you got a heart of gold on the outside. So, you know, works both ways.
Looks like it on the outside.
So, yes, I would say she worked on herself physically, but her mentality is still the exact same, if not more blown out of proportion. What do you think?
I agree. She said that she worked on herself in all these avenues, and it seems like all you did was lose some weight and put some extensions in your hair. I didn't see any personal growth. You know, you even admitted to being mean to him. You tried to use that as a reason for who Nick is. It's like, why are you being nice? It makes no sense. I was mean to you. And it's like, it wasn't out of an apology. It was just frustrated that he wasn't a bigger bully, or he didn't. I don't know what she wanted. It was just weird. It's like, you knew
well,
you were
she was
being...
saying that he was being fake. Like, he's giving her all this praise, but yet he's liking comments when they're dissing her. Like, why are you trying to make it seem like you did nothing wrong in the situation when you wanted to be the most famous person? Your note wanted to be the most famous person.
Her notes.
No, but his note was, I want to be the most famous person on Love is Blind. And when we were going to break up, you wanted to talk about it first off camera and try to end it amicably instead of being on camera trying to be messy. Like, why are you doing all these underhanded behind the scenes things, then coming out in public and acting like you didn't do nothing? That was her stance.
I don't know. She just likes to point fingers. So many things with Hannah. I'm really trying not to, go as deep and as far as I could go, because it's just like, bam, you had no argument, you had no leg to stand on. Either that man called you a grenade, he still came out that pod with you, talked to you, loved you, tried to do his best. You didn't think he was all that in a bag of chips either when you saw him. And then also you brought on your own insecurities, like for you to say that you felt like you were bigger than him, and then that getting in your mind and diminishing his attractiveness for that reason like you brought in your insecurities, and to say that Nick is why she was insecure or whatever. And it's like, you're insecure about yourself, or at least you were, and you're insecure about the relationship. But that's still not Nick's problem. Because he was doing everything foreseeably right. And every time we saw you, you were just constantly boying to a man, you don't know anything, and just belittling him. Even your best friend had to sit there and say at dinner, yeah, she just does that. And then when you try to fire something back, she makes it seem like it was the worst thing someone could ever say to somebody. Yep. So like, you dish it out, you can't even take it.
Facts.
But all this, I'm direct, I'm honest.
I'm blind. Yep.
And then on top of that, it's like, you're not honest. You're so blinded by your own feelings and your own perceptions that you've made it up. And I feel like so have some of the other single women on that stage. It's like, if you saw it, how you saw it is the truth. There is no room for anyone to have a side or a story, half the truth and you get the other half. Like, it was just so close-minded and immature for her to just be like, that's my truth, therefore you shut up, because nothing you say matters, because I just said what the truth was, because that's what I experienced. And it's like, your facts aren't feelings, ma'am. No one's is. Our feelings aren't facts. Like, no one's feelings are facts. And same goes for you. You could be wrong. You could be honest and also a bit of a troll. Like, yeah.
So you gotta admit that.
You gotta admit that, though. And actually work on it.
If you want to fix yourself.
But you don't seem to think that anything's wrong with you.
So can you grow as a person without self-accountability?
No.
It's flat out no. You can acquire more things, but you as a person will not actually do anything new. You still have that same energy, still have the same chaos.
She can with financially, I'm sure, but personal character-wise, no. You're not sorry for how you talk to him. I think she might have said it once on I can't remember. But it wasn't, even if you said sorry in the middle of all that chaos, that apology is like null and void in my opinion at that point, because it's like saying but after something. It's like, okay, well that just
nullified everything.
So no, she said she was self-aware and selfish is not a good combination to be. So even if you know you're mean, I'm sure bullies know they're mean too when they're punching kids in the face in the middle of the hallway. I'm sure they don't think that they're a good person for doing that. So it's like, and your ass still single. So just sometimes it's good to look inward.
That's true.
Don't be afraid to look in
there. She might not want to be the, realize the person she actually is. Might scare her.